Okay, next up, another Gurren Lagann character, and this is Yoko, and she's probably one of my favorite female characters of all time, just because she's hot and barely wears anything. But yeah, she wasn't too hard to create because she doesn't wear much, so just throw the black and red bikini on her, and that's pretty much it. Kind of match it up with her colors from the anime. And since I don't have guns on here, I just decided to give her the Sung Mina style and give her a long ass staff type thing. Okay, next we have Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. I don't know how familiar a lot of people are with her, but I tried to do a little recreation of her because I was getting pretty hyped about the game, but seeing how it's not coming out for a very long time, my hype's kind of settled down a little bit. But I still want to make a character of her, and this is the best I could come up with. So, and next up from Bleach again is this one isn't that great, but it's supposed to be Ukiura from Bleach. He's the fourth Espada in Aizen's little army of Rancars and stuff. And that's the only thing I could make look close to anything like his headgear. And so yeah, not one of my finest works, but you know. Next up from Bleach again is Yakua, and he really wasn't that hard to make either. Pretty simple. You just pick the kimono, the monk garbs, whatever they want to call it, and just get the scarf and the little hand things, and there you go. But the only thing missing is the little hair pieces that he wears. Other than that, it's pretty close representation of him. Okay, next up from One Piece is Sanji. As you know, if you're a fan of One Piece, he's the cook aboard the ship, so he uses a lot of kicks as his main fighting style. So, but anyway, since he's a cook, I decided to give him the little pot lid and the spoon thing because I don't know, it just perfectly suits him since he's the cook and everything. But yeah, not too hard to make. Just use the business suit downloadable content that come with the premium edition, and there you have Sanji. Okay, next Bleach again, and you have Renji, which wasn't that hard to create either, and I decided to give him Ivy's weapon since his is kind of the same deal. It's a blade that stretches out to this expandable whip type thing. So that's why I decided to go with that, and I think it turned out really well. He's one of the more closely represented characters in the game. Okay, next up from Bleach again is Yoroichi, and I think she's pretty close too. I mean, she wasn't that hard to create, and actually, if you fight her and you do battle damage, it'll knock off the orange top and leave the little sleeveless tank top thing she wears up under, so it looks just like that on the anime too. And I gave her Taki's fighting style, so she'd be quick and agile and all that good stuff. Okay, next up we have Komomaru from Bleach without the helmet on him. So he's actually in you get to see his wolf face and everything. And yeah, I gave him a big ass sword because his Bankai is the big Shogun samurai thing that has a sword kind of like this. So I decided to give that to him. And yeah, not bad looking, I must say. It's pretty close to what he looks like. I wish you can change the body sizes of them so I can make him taller, you know, a bit more bulky. But you can make them fatter, but that's not what I'm wanting. But yeah. Okay, next up we have Tosin, which is, you know, like Aizen's third in command, I think, below Ichimaru. And yeah, he wasn't that difficult to make either. Just trying to find something to make it cover his eyes, like the little visor thing he wears. So that's about the only thing I could come up with. And gave him the sword with a little ring on it, kind of representing what he uses in the show. But yeah, could be better, could be worse, but. Okay, next up, Naruto Zabuza. Had a hard time trying to come up with a sword for him, but that looks kind of close to it, minus the spikes. Same one Komaru has, but you know, not too bad. And this is like his second outfit he wears in Naruto, because I didn't want to do the whole cow print arm sleeve things, so I just decided to go with this one, and doesn't look too bad, I must say. Okay, next up, Chrono Crusade. You got Rosette Christopher, who is, you know, one of the main characters in there, and I just noticed how her boobs are bouncing pretty good there. But yeah, she was a little tricky to, you know, get everything looking pretty close to the way she looks in the anime, but I think I got it pretty decent. Okay, continuing on with Chrono Crusade, I have Chrono in his demon form. I really wish they had wings for the males, because I wanted to give him the devil wings or whatever, but I had to settle for the shoulder spike looking things instead. But at least they had the horns and the gloves and the actual tail, because the tail is pretty important, because that's kind of what distinguishes him from everybody else. But the wings would have been nice, but they got the tail, so I'll settle for that. And I think he looks pretty close. Wish they had a different face for him, but you know, you can't ask for everything in these games. Okay, next up we have Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII, and his wasn't too hard, but it's also not one of the better ones I did, because you don't really have too much to choose from. But yeah, not really much to say about this one. It's not one of my favorite ones, so I just move on to the next one. Continuing with Final Fantasy VII is Sephiroth, and I think this one looks pretty decent. It didn't take too long to come up with the actual clothing. I tried a different couple combinations so you could be able to see his chest like you do in the actual video game or in the movie as well. And you know, you can't get that long of a sword like he has, so you gotta settle with what you can get. And yeah, not too bad. Wish his hair was longer, but all in all, you know, pretty good. Okay, next up, Final Fantasy VII again. You have Cloud Strife, who's of course the main character. And I try to make the Advent Children version, because I just like it way better than the regular version, and it's pretty close. The shoulder pad could be a little better, and the hair could be a little better. Sword is pretty good, and for the most part, I'm satisfied with it. I couldn't really ask for a better one, so. Okay, going back to Bleach for a moment, we have Orihime, which, I don't know, I just like her because, yeah, look at the boobs. Yeah, but hers was really simple. I mean, you can look at it and tell. Pretty easy to recreate her from the show and her